Now that we know for a fact that The Marvels is coming out in November, there's not going to be any moving off that release date. They are committed to releasing The Marvels on November 10th. We also now know it has almost no chance of being successful. Marvel has a massive problem right now. It doesn't matter whether it's a streaming service. It doesn't matter whether it's in the box office. Marvel in 2023, and even before that, you look at the end of Phase 4, beginning of Phase 5, it's been a complete and total disaster, which is now why people are saying already that The Marvels is destined to flop. And I guess, you could have just looked at some of the reception to these trailers. The first teaser trailer that came out for The Marvels several months ago, 800,000 dislikes, the most dislikes we've ever seen in history for the MCU. And the newest one, The Journey to the Marvels, which they put out as a recap of all these characters that nobody cares about, even this one's getting ratioed. Of course, it didn't have nearly the views, which might be pretty troubling considering they're trying to hype people up for this movie. 24,000 dislikes to 20,000 upvotes. And now you have the director going out there and they're already getting ready, guys. They already have their excuses ready, whether they're going to blame toxic men for not going to see the movie or whether they're going to blame the strike for not being able to promote the movie with the actors and actresses. Well, let's be real. In this case, it's almost exclusively actresses, and this is what they're setting up. Captain Marvel 2 director shares concern about lack of Brie Larson in movie promotion. Captain Marvel 2 director on Brie Larson's promotional absence. Brie looks surprised that we're talking about this here when you look at her face. The Marvels director Nia DaCosta spoke with Abby News about the upcoming promo tour for her MCU sequel, particularly touching on Brie Larson's likely absence from the promo tour. With Larson almost certain to be missing from the promo tour due to the ongoing strike, DaCosta expressed hope that she's not alone in promoting the sequel, teasing that people will ask, where's Brie Larson? I'm hoping I'm not promoting the movie by myself. There's no one there to see me either. They're going to be like, where's Brie Larson? I think we're now in the end game. Everything that's happening is an existential search that our industry is doing. It won't be solved in one round of negotiations, but I'm hoping that the studios can end the strike soon and get us all back to work for them. The idea that Brie Larson and company, all these people won't be able to go out and promote the movie, I've been very upfront about this. I don't think that's going to hurt the movie. I think if anything, it might help. Because that when all these people are out there, we end up seeing so many quotes about things that have nothing to do with the movie, or they're talking about things that people are putting into the movie, right? These activist answers to these activist answers to questions that they're asked by the media. So I personally think that it's going to help, but this is an excuse they're going to use when this thing inevitably fails. And it certainly isn't a good look that the other things that it's connecting to have also been massive failures. Now, I'm not going to say it wasn't a success. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Granted, you were tricked into going by them telling you that it was like the most important movie ever. It was sandwiched in between the two biggest movies in fucking history, essentially. And you were told you have to go watch this. It ended with a cliffhanger in Infinity War about Captain Marvel. So I understand why that one made $1 billion. There's no way that this one is ever going to reach those heights. And it was a divisive movie. And now the other things you're connecting to, like Secret Invasion, that was a huge flop on Disney Plus, a movie or a TV series that cost over $200 million, $212 million. And it likely is much, much higher than that once we get the official numbers. And they could barely get it in to watch on Disney Plus. Miss Marvel was actually the lowest thing rated on Disney Plus, even though they just put it on ABC to try to cross-promote. Nobody watched it. They are way behind right now in terms of where they should be because there's just no excitement. I can't wait till the projections start to come out for the Marvels. I have no idea what it's going to make. Is it going to be able to beat Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Is it going to be less than that? Is it going to have trouble breaking 400 million? Is it going to get to 600 million? This is a movie that in all likelihood costs around $250 million at a minimum. Likely will have a marketing budget somewhere around 150 million, just like all these other Marvel movies, which means it needs to make a fuck ton of money, $700-800 million just to break even, if some of those numbers are accurate when we eventually hear them. The Marvels is going to flop, just like nearly everything else we've seen from Marvel. The only question is how bad will it be? And when it happens, what are they going to blame? Are they going to blame toxic men, toxic fans? Or are they going to say, well, we didn't have any promotion. What can we do? I guess we'll see in November.